Gather around, friends, new and old, and welcome to the Roast and Toast podcasts. We are your hosts, Jenny, David, and Philip.
Well, it must be the season because this entire past week, I gotten sick again. It's incredible. Again. And this one was less than the last time I got sick, or it wasn't debilitating. But it's incredible how it must be, I don't know it must be allergies if it's this repetitive. I don't know, but it's crazy.
I got it too.
Yeah.
I got it too. And I'm on the other side of the world. So
yeah, I don't know what it is. It's incredible that it's this repetitive and with this intensity. So unfortunately, I don't have much for this week other than I'm on the other side of it yet again.
Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry that happened to you twice.
I know. I was like, okay, because usually what's weird, I don't know if this has to do with like living with a partner or what a significant other, but like I can honestly say I get sick maybe once a year.
Same.
So the fact that it's already happened twice this early in this, I just wonder if it's just having different sides of this go, like just exposing yourself that much more. I don't know what it is, but it's for the birds. It's for the flipping birds, I swear. David, how has your week been? Are you sick? I know you're usually, you said you're experiencing it.
Yeah, I've been sick. Like not 100% sure if it was allergies or illness, but something. I've still got a blocked nose, sneezing like crazy, but I'm doing all right. Jenny?
Well, gentlemen, you should wish me happy anniversary. It is my 10-year anniversary of playing princess and spreading magic at birthday parties.
I was like, Matt and you have been together not 10 years.
No, not relationship anniversary. No.
Right.
It's a work anniversary because it's
I'm magical.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I was going through so I did a big post. I'm sure you'll see on my personal Instagram the collage of characters that I've gotten the chance to befriend over the years. And I was just like, wow, I have all of these. I had a hard time picking the photos because there are so many great moments in the last 10 years that I've had the chance to reflect on. And some of my favorites, of course, I always want to give a shout out to the first princess I got to befriend. It was Elsa, the frozen queen, no longer a queen, unfortunately, but it was amazing to just think about how that's something I've been able to do for 10 years. To spread joy and make magic like that for people's special days. So it's a heartwarming feeling.
It's always rewarding that you can get paid for something that also brings joy to others and therefore funnels back to you. It brings joy to yourself.
Yes.
Well, congratulations,
Thank
Jenny.
you.
I also have a little celebratory thing.
Oh?
Nicole, friend of the podcast, and I are engaged.
What?
David!
Congratulations!
Congratulations, my God! This is me and Jenny's first time
on the podcast and the live recording to see to get some reactions from you guys.
We are so happy for you. Oh, holy
yes!
Wait, give us the full scoop now. What happened? What was the proposal like?
Now this will be the freaking episode, my guy. What the hell? Give us the story.
Well, actually, when I was in Mexico, it was kind of spur of the moment. We were on the beach in Mexico, and we talked about that we might need to get married sooner than we would otherwise, for a visa or for a whatever. We might go to a courthouse and get married for practicalities purposes. And I didn't want that to happen in the near future without doing the whole proposal, a romantic proposal and whatnot. So I thought, if I do want to do that before we have to get married for practicality's sake, I got to do this soon, And I was thinking, when's the next time we're going to be on a beautiful beach in a tropical country? I don't know. So I thought, okay, pressure's on. I guess I got to do it here if I do want to do it. And then we were on the beach. There was no one around, and I thought, okay, well, I guess this is the moment. And so I did it. I didn't have a ring. I didn't have anything. She had told me that she didn't want a ring or that she didn't need a ring,
Oh, okay.
We don't have tons of money, so I was like, well, yeah, okay. We'll leave the ring out of it. After I asked her to marry me, she was like, well, maybe I do want a ring. So I got her a ring.
There we go.
Did you get her a ring in Mexico?
No, I got it here. And then I
Okay.
proposed again, and I did it in a beautiful forest nearby here
Oh,
in the
gorgeous.
Netherlands.
That's amazing. One quick thing. I'm curious. Did you feel the need to get a blessing from the parents or anything?
No, I
No.
didn't do that. I might have done that years ago with like an ex if we had ended up getting married. Like I used to think like, yeah, I'll ask the dad, not for permission, but for like a blessing.
Yes.
But
Yes. Yeah.
now I don't, and he didn't expect it from me either. Like he wasn't. Yeah.
Well, my guy, congratulations. I could not be happier for you. For you too. My God.
Philip, I do have some bad news.
Oh.
Oh no.
The wedding will not be in Phoenix, Arizona.
Oh no. You're giving me an excuse to go visit you, my
And
guy.
me.
It'll probably be in Mexico,
I was
actually.
gonna say, yeah, actually, probably. I was thinking it probably, and knowing you would want an exotic
Yeah, I don't
wedding,
want to
and then
get married in the Netherlands. Absolutely not.
I thought your bad news was that, hey, Philip, I can't get married to you now. So
Oh wow, that is also the bad news, I guess.
we could be a throuple, David, a throuple. Okay, well, that is very exciting. Very happy for you
so
two
exciting.
kids. Somehow, the rest of the episode is going to have to live up to that hype. I don't know how, but let's try.
This is a Would You episode where we go around the campfire. We each ask each other a few would you or would you rather questions that we think will titillate some conversation. Excuse my blocked nose. I can't do anything about it at the moment. I'm going to go first, and I'm going to ask Jennie, would you rather eat Italian food in Japan or Japanese food in Italy?
Oh.
Jennie, do you like Italian food and Japanese food as a general standard? You're a pretty good foodie.
I love all types of food. I
Yeah.
am no
Yeah.
stranger to any kind of cuisine, and I'm not afraid to avoid anything in terms of food. But you know what?
Yeah.
I on this topic, because it makes me think of a particular memory. Having Mexican food in Germany one time was a mistake. It was a huge mistake.
That sounds like oil and water. That does not sound like it would.
It just was not like, it just was.
I had Mexican food in Wisconsin once, and that sucked. I can't imagine Germany.
Well, it was still, I would like to mention, it was still very good food, but it was definitely not the Mexican food that I was expecting to see.
Yeah, that's the most common thing with Mexican food elsewhere.
Mm-hmm.
It's usually tasty, but it's just so far removed from
What
Mexican
it could possibly
food.
be. Yeah, yeah. So your choice, though, would be...
I have a higher hope for Japanese food in Italy than Italian food in Japan.
I think
I
is
would
the
go
answer.
the same way.
Because
it feels safer.
It feels like I'm sure with the water surrounding Italy, there's plenty of fish options. It's been so long since I've been to Italy. I can't speak from recent memory, but it's surrounded by water, so it's got to be good fish selections available for sushi.
It's a peninsula.
Peninsula, yeah. So that's my answer. So let's move on to my first question. This will be for Philly.
Yes.
Would you rather clean gas station toilets or work in a slaughterhouse for a living?
Oh, unquestionably, I would definitely clean bathroom toilets far beyond ever going through a slaughterhouse. Here's the reason why. First of all, there is a portion of my life, and I think David lived and was around me at this point, where I loved a gas station. Like I love a local gas station chain here, QT, Quick Trip.
Yeah.
I know out east there's another version of Quick Trip. This one is like the Quick Trip with a Q, and it's got red branding, whatever. Anyways, I'm imagining like that, and even if it's a lower level thing, usually, even if it's a really bad bathroom, the worst idea in your mind that you can think of, the less of like an available bathroom stall it is. Like there's only like 2 potties that I got to like worry about that could be completely blown up by matter of all sorts, right? But a slaughterhouse, I went and visited a friend in Colorado, and because he was going to school there, and the area was popular and known for being like having a slaughterhouse. And it happened on 2 days of the week. And all the locals knew that whenever the smell on Tuesday and let's say Thursday happened, they knew that was slaughtering time.
Oh, wow.
It was horrendous. It reeked for miles. We were nowhere near the slaughterhouse. I saw it once and then drove on, and it was massive. And plus, also the slaughterhouse, you have a stench there from both alive and dead. There's no comparison here. There's no comparison. As awful as the first option is for the bathroom, nothing a little bleach can help. I am fine with the bleach smell. I will like douse before I walk back in there. Slaughterhouse, no escape. No escape. Absolute choice.
It's not
David. David, my question to you, would you have to pay $50 for every time you have sex with your partner, or have to pay $10 for every time you strudel the noodle?
I would pay to the $10 to, I'm guessing that means masturbate.
Yeah. We're talking scientifically.
I'm going to do that. Yeah, I would like to not have the 50 sounds worse, and ideally I'm doing more of that than strudling the noodle. So
yes.
So yeah, $10 definitely for strudling. Philip, would you rather not see your mother for 3 years?
Oh wow.
Or move back in with your mother and live with her for 5 years?
Wow. That is okay. So during COVID, this became a reality. And we moved back home and stayed with mom and the family, and very generous friend of the podcast, mom, love you, all that jazz. Very generous of her to offer up their home, always make sure that I had a place to stay whenever I needed it. Could not be happier. Like blissful love abound. But neither of these is ideal. I think here's the reason why I'm going to say not talk to my mom for 3 years. And it would not be easy, actually. It wouldn't be easy. Maybe a couple months would be all right, but then afterwards it would get really rough. I'm going to say 3 months without seeing her, only because now I have a partner. Now I have a tag along, and that's not a decision just for me. That just affects me. That's affecting somebody else, or it's affecting me in that I don't get to bring the other person along. Right. So if that's the case, I would be even more unhappy. So if I'm going through this entire thought exercise, I'm going to go with the one that at least, bare minimum, it's isolated to just my mom. As painful as that would be, it's a lesser time. Mom, in theory, can be self-sufficient without me. Her. It would be painful. It's not an easy one. I'm being forced to pick one, Mom. So it's nothing personal. But I would pick the 3 years without seeing her. Darn, man, that's hard. That is hard. That is a tough one. Jennie, my question for you. Would you rather be attacked by 20 raccoons or by 2 large Rottweilers? And note for you all listening right now on the podcast, the moment I said 20 raccoons, Jennie visually was uncomfortable. She clutched her emotional pearls. She felt the full wrapping of the raccoon around her aura and her environment. You looked very uncomfortable, Jennie.
Well, even though I did have a more physical reaction to the idea of raccoons attacking me, I feel like that would be the more tolerable option, just from mental processing alone. Physical, can't speak from experience. I think raccoon attacks might be easier to recuperate from and deal with than 2 large Rottweilers that have big teeth and big claws that can potentially rip skin off of the bone. Yeah, raccoons. I'd rather deal with raccoons personally.
I think the numbers game is the key here. I don't think you're not walking away either in mint condition, But I think the Rottweilers, at least it's just two. Like maybe you can knock one out while the other one's attacking and hurting you. But I don't know. Getting into the actual like physics of this is kind of dark. But I think the Rottweiler is the choice. David, would you have picked the Rottweilers
I would go
or the
with Rottweilers. Yeah, I mean, I think they have each Rottweiler has potential to do a lot of damage. But like you said, maybe you can knock out one. But like if you manage to kill one raccoon, there's still 19 left, you know?
Yeah.
Well, then you can use the one dead raccoon to whack the other.
To beat off
just
the other one.
swinging it around. He has a club.
And just like spin a circle and just be like, whoa! And just keep whacking. Don't hurt animals, guys. Don't hurt animals. Anyway.
No.
Okay, moving on to my first question for David. So David, would you rather only need to sleep 3 hours a day or only need to eat once a week? This is without hurting your health. You could do either of these things without hurting your health.
I have 100% know which answer David's picking.
Yeah,
100%.
Sleep only need to sleep 3. I want to eat all the time.
David's a foodie.
Give me food.
Yeah,
David, that would be depriving. Yeah, David, that would be depriving David.
Yeah. This one's like I like sleep just fine, but to not need as much sleep would be great.
Yes.
I have so much more time in my day.
Yeah, it's a closer one for me, but I definitely would go with the sleep. That amount of like the production alone. Like I think like The Rock is somebody who subscribes to this thought of like 5 to 4 hours of sleep. I don't know how one can function like that.
I can't. I need 7 to 8. 7 to 9.
I had a colleague in college that I used to sing with that he was working towards several academic degrees, and he learned this technique that I can't remember the actual term for it, but it was called like cycle sleeping, where he was able to function. He would take like naps throughout the day, around 3 to 4 rounds of 3-hour naps, and he was able to function just fine and able to get a lot more stuff done. So he was a medical mystery to me, but because I can't do that.
I've seen studies that's like healthier somehow.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how that's possible because like you are. I feel like
that.
You are at risk and liable to be tired, like massively tired at any point of the day. It feels like
it
feels dangerous.
I think it depends if you're used to it or not, but there's something about like REM sleep, and it takes a few hours to actually get into your real deep sleep or something. So I don't know. That's
good question.
Jenny, would you rather your boyfriend Matt be 4 inches shorter or 15 kilos, 33 pounds for you Americans, heavier? So 4 inches shorter or 33 pounds heavier?
I'd rather he be 33 pounds heavier.
Because of muscle, baby?
Yeah.
Pure jacked muscle?
My man goes to the gym and works out in his garage. Call back.
We remember a couple episodes ago.
Yeah, I do remember. So if he's put on 33 pounds, he's jacked up.
Yeah, he's walking around beefy. Like Captain Chris Evans.
He's going through doors sideways.
Friend of the pod. So many friend of the podcast references today. I love it.
He's gonna love hearing that later. Okay, Phil, my next question for you is, would you rather have unlimited wishes or be able to grant unlimited wishes?
I guess one is inherently the definition of less selfish and less controlling. But damn it, I'm too toxic for this question. I want all the wishes, and I would share. I'm not above, doing what, and coming around like, hey, what do you? Okay, yeah, I'll help you out with that. I do worry that I would be like, oh, I know what's best for you too much, and probably get drunk off my own power. But that's a risk that I'm willing to take. I'm willing to take that on for the sake of humanity myself. I don't want others to feel like beholden to me. That's just something that I'm humbly willing to take on, guys. That's very, very humble of me. Thank you, Jenny.
Very far quantum.
David. Yeah, seriously. David, my question for you. Would you rather be forced to throw up completely through your nose?
Oh, hell no.
We all know where Jennie lies on this question already. Or throw up normal Jesus. Or throw up normally into a cup and have to take one big gulp of it.
These are both one-offs?
Yeah. Now, this isn't like...
I'd throw up through my nose, I guess. I mean, that kind of happens a lot when I throw up anyway. Doesn't all come out the nose, but some of it definitely comes out the nose if it's particularly...
Yeah, if it's coming out, it's going to seep elsewhere. I understand. Sometimes the plumbing isn't direct. It's not one direct bite.
Right, it's just coming out all holes.
Jennie is more uncomfortable than the 20 raccoons, let me tell you.
I just personally think that the smell and taste of vomit in general is just terrible, and the idea of having that go through your nose and being stuck in there for 3 days at least, my worst nightmare. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Not.
Well, maybe you haven't had the right type of throw up, Jennie.
There is no such thing as the right type of vomit, Phil.
I mean, if all you've eaten is vanilla ice cream, it's probably better.
Bearable. Yeah.
I don't think I want to experience
vanilla
vomit.
Is supposed to be soothing.
That is the line. Vanilla vomit right there. Vanilla
Bingo. Got to censor it for the people, the sensitives at home.
Yeah, that's probably what I would go with, the nose thing. Don't want to eat it again. Nope. Philip, this one's a complicated one. You do not drink alcohol. You do not partake. Would you rather be able to drink alcohol, but not be able to have weed anymore? Or be able to eat whatever you want with the only consequence of a poor diet being your sex drive? So you won't put on any weight or anything like that if you eat poorly, but the consequence of that would be it would affect your sex drive negatively. So you either get to drink alcohol, but you have to give up weed, or you can eat whatever you want, but if you eat poorly, you don't get fat, but you will not have a great sex drive.
It is worthy as context to this question that I do not abstain from alcohol out of any moral or ethical quandary, more so out of medical necessity. So therefore, that's why granting me accessibility to it is paramount to this question. With that in mind, wow, what a toughie, because I am intrigued. I do feel like I'm constantly missing out on social adventures by not being able to drink, and I do indulge in a little marijuana from here and there. But let's be honest here. Let's be honest. What good is the good indulgence of food if the greatest indulgence of all, that slice of delicious
pie?
I was gonna go I was gonna go with that, but I didn't want to be too. But there we go. Yes, that specific cuisine in life is the greatest. Yeah, yes, that vanilla cake as it currently is. Yeah, it is too delectable for me to even. And I would definitely indulge in all the foods that I could possibly do. I would love to have a jughead capability. So out of fear of myself, knowing that I would definitely self-sabotage in the way that I do not want, give me the alcohol, baby. Give me that sangria. Give me that apple bottom martini. Give me everything. Me and Jennie will be drinking before every movie premiere, and with those themed cocktails, mocktails, no more. We will be drinking bosom buddies is what we will be, because I am not taking any of the food if it's going to squander my ability to enjoy the finest.
Shouting out to Harkins Theaters in America. All of their cocktails, their specialty cocktails, are wine-based, so I'm able to partake, and they all taste delicious.
Delicious. Free sponsorship always available. Harkins to sponsor the podcast.
Yes.
Jennie, my last question for you, and last question overall. Would you pose nude for an art class for a semester, or be a stripper for a night? And one thing to consider, I think that is very important in this, that you may or may not. You get to keep the money that you get from being a stripper. Just saying.
But I don't get money from being
I should hope so.
Canvas for a semester in art class?
I think it's a minimal, isn't it? Isn't it mostly volunteers? Yeah, I think it's volunteer. Unless you're like somebody famous that gets, like then they get the pleasure of painting you, I guess. But
honestly, I am a very clumsy individual. I don't think I do a great job as a stripper. I mean, like it.
out of fear of self harm, just
I might break a
tripping in high
leg
heels.
trying to be a stripper. Yeah,
the
exactly.
self-awareness is great.
Yeah.
It's good. It's good for your
I would
future.
not last
The
a
first
night
self-aware stripper of all time.
They wear their heels are at least several inches high each. I have yet to see a stripper in flats, so I don't think I could even come close.
See a lot of strippers, do you, Jenny?
No, but you see them in movies. But yes, I would not be a great stripper. I don't think I would be able to do great at it. So I would rather be an inspiration for a painting that would get someone an A+ in a class. Let's just do that. That's a lot safer for me personally. All right, David. So let's just say you are not allowed to do something anymore, whether that be to eat chocolate, drink whiskey, something, anything. To prevent you from doing that one thing, would you rather have a physical barrier stopping you from doing it or going to it? Or would you rather have a punishment happen to you every time you do it? So drinking a whiskey. Let's use that as an example.
Wow, how bad's the punishment? because if there's a physical barrier that I can't get past, then I can't have it. But if I think that the punishment is worth it, then I can have it,
Well, I mean, I guess it's left up to interpret what you would want the punishment to be. We could say it's self-declared.
Well, I mean, I'd say, even if the punishment was really bad, I think if the punishment was really bad, that would be barrier enough to keep me from doing whatever this is, drinking whiskey, for example.
Mm-hmm.
But I would still be able to make the decision to, like, okay, it's worth it one day,
Yeah.
So I think I'll go with the punishment.
Okay.
For the sake of the question, just one last thing before we head out here. Are we under the assumption that the item in question that he's isolating himself from is that in his everyday life? So I'm thinking of, like, for me, a weakness would be bread, right? Is there like a constant, like, and the worst thing about like living with my family was they had all this delicious food all the time around, and I had to constantly be around it and like say no to myself because it was always readily available. And so in this scenario, is like the bread like got a force field over it? Is that what you're saying? Or is it like the barrier could be it's not even there? It's not even like there's no bread in the house.
So it would be like the item could be in front of you, but then you would try to reach for it and you would just feel like a force field preventing you from even coming close to making contact with it.
It's like a deli. It's like a little view. You get to see it every day. But,
yes, exactly.
It's a deli window. Actual touch. It's a deli window. Death by
That's
deli.
Hilarious.
You still sticking with the punishment, David?
Yeah, I'm sticking with the punishment.
All right.
Our mini segment this week is Hall of Fame. So this is a relatively new mini segment. If you don't remember, one of us will bring forth a category and the other two hosts will have to submit a item in that category to be inducted into that Hall of Fame, the Hall of Fame of whatever category. And the category that I have for you two today is sample foods. So when you're walking in the grocery store, you walk past the aisle where they have the blank, and there's a guy there who's got a stand with samples of the blank. I'm not giving you guys any hints of what might be the best. Yes. That's up to you guys. So what are you submitting for induction into the Hall of Fame of sample foods today? Jenny, let's go to you first.
There is nothing quite like going to a sample table and seeing a new salsa being debuted at the grocery store. Always paired with some chip that complements it well. It just it always comes with a few chips for you to really just enjoy and control the amount of in each portion and just take in every flavor that's salty, crunchy, goodness with whatever special salsa that they want to share with you. So that's my contribution.
Appealing to the judge's taste of Mexican food is dirty, Jenny, but I appreciate it. To the Council of Davids judging, I humbly present to you the perfect nominee and the inaugural nominee that should be inducted. I present to you the meatball.
Oh,
now
boy.
Look, I think the meatball is a wonderful thing, because here's the thing. It is slightly filling to where you feel satisfied. One meatball is enough to feel satisfied. It's a great sample, but also gives you a full taste of whether or not you actually want the item. And thirdly, it allows you to be satiated in that. Usually a sample leaves you wanting more, but this one, it walks that line perfectly, where you both feel good about what you ate, but also you can kind of feel more, but you feel good. Like it's going to sit comfortably at the bottom of your stomach, and it can smell good. It has a wafting presence. It's wonderful. And last point, but probably not even needed. Who doesn't love a little meatball in their mouth whenever they're going around the store? That's all.
Never have I ever encountered a sample meatball. Never.
Oh.
I've never seen that before. I think this decision is somewhat easy simply because I think a meatball has to go with something. And if it's just a sample, it's not going with anything.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas salsa will by default be presented with a chip. I think the snub nominee should have gotten in its first year to the Hall of Fame. Cheese always leaves you wanting to come back and go, oh, I'm still not sure. Let me try another piece. More so than the salsa, but I do like the salsa because it is kind of Moorish. It's like, oh yeah, it's gonna hit the spot. So I'm gonna go with salsa.
Woo!
Congratulations, salsa! You're going into the Hall of Fame. Meatballs belong in a full dish. I can't imagine sampling a meatball. Although you did make a good point. It's more filling. It maybe more satisfying. So honorable mention, maybe next year.
Well, gentlemen, what a fun and exciting episode this has been. It's been an absolute pleasure, as it always is. I'm really sorry to say this, but we do have to put the campfire out for the night. But first, we have some people to thank.
Thank you to Cass and Crossland and Jake Corling for the music on this show.
Thanks to Ryan Ardell, Josh Hans for a lot of the audio bits you hear throughout the show.
Thank you to Rudy Chalk for all of your wonderful graphic work you get to see in all of our social media. And thank you to you, the listener, for tuning in, and for those first joining us, welcome. Why don't you stay a while? You can keep in touch with us and follow what we're doing on all of our social media. You can find us the typical places: Facebook, Instagram. You can find us on TikTok under Roast and Toast Pod. You can also find us on YouTube. Keep in touch there if you want to listen to our episodes through there, or see any fun content pop in your algorithm. To listen to us, go on all of our streaming services. You can find us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google, but not Pandora, because screw you, Pandora.
Honey, I was very clear when I gave you instructions. You had one job for this wedding. I'm sorry. I thought you said to get a bear man.